Hello and welcome back to round 3 coverage from the United States Disc Golf Championship here in Rock Hill, South Carolina. We are back on the Winthrop Arena course. Big Sexy Commentary here with you, Nate Sexton and Jeremy Koling.
And we have got chase card action on moving day at the championships. We have seen some incredible golf. Alex Russell OB twice, saved par both times. He is at 6 under par through the front 9, a smoking hot 27. Chris Dickerson missing all sorts of putts, but still 3 under. Drew Gibson the same. James Conrad coming in hot towards the end. He's at 29, and he's already jumped up into a tie for second place, up 3 spots with that 4 under front 9. He's only 1 back of Chris Clemens.
A lot of players in contention here coming down the stretch. Starting it off on hole 10, one of the more interesting scoring holes on the course because there is that play straight at the basket, and you have a lot of players gunning for that eagle. It's just 474 to the pin. If you go straight across the OB, you probably have to clear about 450 feet of it, or you can go down the left side and play for a birdie. It does come in as one of the easier holes on the course statistically, but it can still bite you pretty big if you end up going out of bounds.
Yeah, it's got that eagle potential. You know, every round you're going to see people going for it. Looks like James Conrad has the disc lined up for the big shot here, and he's going. This is exactly what you're looking for, a high shot that's moving right.
This is too far.
Finishing left. Oh, he has outdriven the basket. Unbelievable distance for James.
That has got to be so frustrating.
Oh my.
Perfect line.
Yeah, that was such a beautiful throw, and he's out of bounds. Russ going for the very conservative, smart sidearm play that needs to check up quick, and he is in the ideal spot, as close as you can get to the basket going that forehand route. You know, Drew's gunning for the eagle as well. He is super high and super wide, but I think this has got plenty of hyzer to come back in bounds. Oh, and crashing right by the pin.
Yeah! Nice shot.
Drew Gibson.
Chris with that putter shot into the safe zone. James from the drop zone, 325 feet or so. MD4. Is this going to be a bit left? Is it going to be in? No.
Oh, wow. Good effort. And
yeah, nice shot.
we've seen James have to make a long putt for a par here during round 1, I believe, or was that yesterday?
So. I don't know.
It was recent. Chris has played it up to the bricks. He's going to have a tap-in birdie on the throw pink hole 10. Alex coming up not short, throwing a driver. I thought it was going to be a little bit slow, but quick enough disc to get all the way up to the pin. He's going to have an easy birdie. And
Drew.
No.
I don't know if something distracted him back there or if he's just...
You can't look at the basket right now.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just can't look at
Man.
what just hurt you so badly.
Such a short eagle putt. That's got to sting.
James able to collect the par, keep that momentum high. A bogey here feels really tough. It's just such an easy hole to birdie if you play it for the birdie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an exciting eagle to go for. There were, I believe, 12 players who were able to collect the 2 during the 3rd round. Can you guess who one of those people might have been?
Paul Macbeth.
Sure. How about the person we named the hole after yesterday?
Steve Brinster.
Steve Brinster picked up another 2 on this hole. It blows my mind. This hole, he looks at it like it's just nothing but just going straight at it.
He's got so many 2s on the hole. It's ridiculous.
It's unbelievable.
Hole 11, par 4, 734 feet, OB everywhere. You've got the short play and you've got the really long play. We've seen players go with the air shot trying to find this lower zone and also the roller. The high side of the hole is hazard, so you're going to play that where it lies. The low side out of bounds, and you're going to go to the drop zone or your previous lie. Those are your only options if you're OB on that left side of the hole.
And Alex going for the high straight forehand. This can be a dangerous play if he doesn't get that angle. Man, that is so good.
That's far up the fairway, too.
That is such a good shot. That is a hard thing to commit to, going that far with the sidearm. He is.
And keeping it low enough to not be in that hedge. There's no way. Not even Drew could throw it that high and get in bounds, right? He can.
He is almost outdriven.
That was so high, and it's still 500 feet. That did not look to me like a good shot, but that just speaks to the incredible power he has.
Wow, I'm slightly speechless because I have seen that shot thrown from so many players, and that's coming up short for everyone. And you can see Chris Dickerson, a player with tremendous power,
even with a little turnover.
Yeah,
still was short.
Lower with turnover, and he is out of bounds, and he'll have to go to the drop zone from there. James going for the big shot as well, and he's got this thing turned over. I think he's got plenty of distance to get down there near Drew. Oh, yeah, that's a fantastic effort. And he's all the way down there in the flat, which means he'll be able to see the entire basket from there. A huge advantage on the approach on this really difficult green.
And the big part here, just stop it from rolling away. Alex needs this to sit, and he gets it.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
At 25 feet. For Alex Russell to try to go to 8 under for the round.
Chris a little short, but getting closer. Another tester range putt. And James getting a little high up the hill, but that's not too bad in the circle.
And you can just see right there from that catch cam the advantage of being all the way down there in the flat, having so much of the hill to work with. And Drew Gibson, no. That is about as big of an error as you can make from that spot. You've got to go with whatever is going to stay in bounds. And this forehand, he's going to really regret not going with that first.
Wow.
It's a 2-stroke mistake just like that. He'll have the bogey, but man, after that great of a drive.
And there's a nice connection from Chris.
And just like that, in 2 holes, Drew has thrown 3 strokes away. And that's certainly something he's not going to forget anytime soon.
Alex for another birdie. Ooh, this time a little high, but it sits down. James going straight down the hill for his birdie.
James connects. An interesting statistic there for Alex Russell. Besides the 2 holes that he's gone out of bounds and the 1 hole he played for par, that is his first hole that he has not birdied.
Wow.
Incredible stuff from him so far. Oh my word. That is, that'll wake you up real quick. That's like a double shot of espresso.
Yeah, it is.
Man, okay.
So close to disaster. And this is probably the worst hole to have a short miss on because that thing could zip straight out of bounds.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hole 12, par 4, 901. Downhill off the tee and then into the valley, and then you're going a little bit back up the hill towards the pin. That drop zone we're flying over now is a great landing zone. If players want to go big off the tee and get into that area, then you've got about 350 to the pin. You see the OB short there and then wrapping around the back of the basket. Really demanding placement shots here. James will go big off the tee, as he always does. Wow, that is extra big.
Huge commitment to the big, long turnover, and that thing is drifting so far down the fairway in the perfect spot. That is such commitment. I believe that is his star wraith.
That's a bomb. And you can see the look on Alex's face says it all as he gives him the fist bump. Like, can't help but smile when you see a disc just obliterated like that.
Alex going for the shorter landing zone.
And it's inbounds?
I think so. I didn't see an OB graphic. I believe he is fine there. Chris is going big as well. This is trying to go down towards the pinch at the bottom of the hill. Only bad thing here would be if you got a big skip.
Oh, he got another stake.
Wow. We might need to change his name from Chris Dick and Tenders to Chris Steak and Fingers.
Maybe.
That's a pretty good one on the spot. Come on. Come on. You didn't even give me a chuckle. That's a good one. And Drew has outdriven James.
What are you doing, Drew?
Wow, he's throwing big shots is what he's doing.
Alex playing safe here.
Sticking to that game plan. Just served him so well so far. And staking fingers here. Going for the green and 2. This is looking really nice. Plenty of distance.
Is it?
I said plenty of distance, didn't I?
Yeah, but it
was
barely enough distance is the way I would describe it. But he's in bounds.
He is in bounds. And James, of course, going with a short putter. Why would you not on this 900-foot par 4 in your second shot?
Those drives.
Those are some of the bigger drives you're going to see from an air shot. I know that you go roller, you go big on this hole. But these air shots, I mean, this is
so far.
I mean, Drew was very close to going out of bounds long, which...
He's going to be in trouble here.
Oh, don't do that. Oh, don't do that. Again, another unfortunate approach. Drew Gibson.
Wow, he's got the twin disc.
He needs this to sit down. This could be bad as well. Okay, this one is rolled right up to the drops, or to the...
that hill, I do not want to mess with that hill below the basket. I'm trying to be left.
Yeah.
Shoot the putt back at the hill rather than try to stick it on that hill. It's just too scary.
I didn't like the amount of highs that came in for Alex's approach, but it has hit the hill soft enough to not go too far from the pin.
Oh, no way. Okay, good. Didn't go down the hill.
And Alex is in for his par. And it's worth noting, this is the part of the course where you are in the sun. You are exposed the most for the longest. I mean, there's really no reprieve. There's a few trees here and there that you try to stay in, and Chris is just the worst putting round I've seen from him ever is continuing.
Oh. I have to agree. I mean, he is an elite putter.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, he is an elite thrower and an elite player, which is why he's won over 50% of the tournaments he's played. I mean, that's a statistic that you might hear about when someone's played 10 tournaments.
Yeah.
But he's won over 100 events. It's remarkable, and that's why he's had so much success. But this has not been his day so far, and hopefully he can turn that around. And
I mean, and to think he's still -3, and that's his first bogey of the day.
Yeah, incredible.
Hole 13, par 5, 888 feet, playing to that shorter B position. We're going to see some huge drives here, I think. The way these guys are throwing, you want to attack as far forward as you can and set up maybe that opportunity to go across the parking lot and find the island in 2. You'd like to be a little deep of this basket, though. Going right for it could be pretty tricky. As you can see, it's just sitting there on that tiny little skinny sliver of land. So we'll see how these guys attack. I got to think James is game planning to be on the island in 2.
He's going with that same purple driver that he's been throwing all round, and just a straight line blistered up the fairway. That's got to be 500 feet, I feel like. Great control, great distance.
Good commitment from Alex. Out over the path, chewing up distance. That's a nice play. Good shot from Chris, left side. Solid distance. You see him just about 40 feet behind James. And this is just pure hyzer. Not really even going that big, but still able to. You know, look at that. Alex with a full commit, flat crush, and Drew just has to go.
And
dump hyzer.
And he is going to go for the safe shot up and 2, down the middle with a rock.
I don't know. I mean, that's a good place to be, but in this short position from the left side of that path, that's a nervy little shot.
It really is. It's kind of a low ceiling depending on how far that shot goes. Alex Russell going with the forehand. If he gets to skip off this cart path, this could be way over to the right. That's exactly what you want. That roll, and he's going to have a look for eagle from probably 65 feet.
Yeah, but it's so nice to be able to jump putt over that road. If you have to do the little half throw and try to gauge that distance.
We've already seen a ton of shots hit the curb.
And here we go, attacking into Chris Dickerson.
And that's just trying to get safe on the island and try to jump putt back, and he is safe.
Nice.
Into. That's fantastic.
That's just about as close to a guaranteed birdie as you're ever going to see.
Yep.
And James isn't going to go across, huh?
No, he is maybe
looking for that eagle putt from the short side. And he set that up. That's probably 70 or 80.
And one of the longer jump putters as well, so that should be no problem for him to just step putt through.
Okay, Drew, scary shot here.
And we've seen some trouble from him in the last few holes of executing the approach.
That's pretty well done. Got the distance read right.
I can say he's not happy with that, though. He's certainly, without those two accurate shots, he needs to put that within 20 feet to feel like he's done the right thing.
Oh, James, that's a good effort. Just hyzers out on him.
Alex here for the eagle, and this is going to be wide right, but he'll have a tap in for birdie. Always a good score on the treacherous 888.
He might not even have really wanted that bad. It had the feel to me of I'll take that birdie.
Sure.
Chris going to birdie as well. Nice. Drew
picking up the birdie. Finally able to capitalize on his success up the fairway.
Nicely done.
And that putt gets so difficult just based on what has happened over the previous 3 holes. I mean, 3 fantastic drives in a row, and all he had to show for it is a birdie, which feels like a bogey from the incredible eagle drive.
Yeah.
And then 2 bogeys back to back. And so to finally pick up the birdie, that is a huge sigh of relief. And James picking up another birdie. He is really heating up. Only the bogey on hole 2 that slowed him down, but since then, a bunch of good things, and we got to give a quick shout out. There were a lot of 3s. And anything else notable happen in round 3?
Maybe the first albatross ever carded.
Yeah.
In over 500,000 scored holes on UDisc Live.
No kidding.
And it's Nicola Castro.
Just skipping in off the road. You guys have got to check out the coverage. It is a fantastic moment, and he sprints all the way from where he threw the disc up to this TN14, and that's about a quarter mile.
It's a top 5
of all time
disc golf history.
Yeah, and James Conrad trying to go top 5 in this tournament, probably even better with shots like that.
He is on his way.
He's wiping off sweat off his brow.
That was amazing. On the backhand, just to stop it on a dime on the downhill.
He is such...
Whoa, Alex is gone away from him in a big way. Is this going to be Obi in the street? No, he's in the hazard.
Yeah,
but man, did his wrist roll over on that.
Yeah, that's the first truly errant throw we've seen him make yet.
Just a putter for Chris. I mean, it is only 413, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm surprised to see James not go putter. He really likes to, if he can reach it with a putter, you usually see him do it.
But seeing what he did, I mean, I can't fault the play. How is this going to work?
No, this is going to be hazard. It's just
too much. It was close, but
that
was so high.
But we're going to see Alex Russell drop his first stroke of the round with a bogey. Yep, he's made a good approach.
Yep.
Drew Gibson, one of his first errant tee shots we've seen in a long time, and almost don't do that. Okay, wow. That can come back in a hurry. Fortunately, has settled down. He'll have a short putt for bogey. Chris trying to play some basketball out here. I like that play going into the screen. I mean, sometimes you just want to attack a putt the way you normally would, but in that situation, you just can't get too risky from that distance. James Conrad, folks, 8 under par with a bogey just through 14 holes. He's got 9 birdies through 14.
4 in a row right now. Some of the hardest, or at least most treacherous.
And hole
holes on the
10
course.
is the easiest hole in the course, and that was his only par in the last 6 holes. And I mean, and he was just a few feet from having an eagle putt. So, wow, great stuff from James Conrad. He's making big moves. Nate Sexton disc golf commentary. I just saw it come up there on the FollowFlight fam.
Nice.
Yep, I saw your name, buddy. You did it. You made it onto Jomez finally.
Sweet.
Congrats, man.
Hole 15, par 4, triple Mando, 539 feet. If you missed this mandatory, we got a new drop zone this year, way out to the right with a very narrow gap to get to the pin. You'd like to throw that low backhand that takes a couple of skips around the corner out of sight that sets up a shorter shot into this green. You really need to be on the left side and the short side here to have much of an opportunity to make the putt. As you can see, just so many tree trunks, especially on that right side.
James just...
Whoa.
Whoa. Okay, so he's through, but not in the manner I thought he would.
What did he throw there?
Could it be the same blue Wraith that he's been throwing?
Could be.
Either way, through the gate and one is really the just.
This is
paramount.
the one. This is the one.
Yeah.
Great shot. Sets up a straight putter to the basket.
Alex a bit high.
Bit left.
Oh, and it has not missed the mandatory. He has hit the gate, and that is a great break. If you're not going to make it, at least strike some of that fencing. And he's done so. Drew is,
Oh, no.
This is going to need some help. Oh, and he has passed the gate, so he'll have to go to the very tricky drop zone.
And I think this is our first look at the drop zone.
Yeah, you're right. We have not seen anyone actually miss the gate yet, fortunately, but unfortunately, we were going to see it today with Drew, and you can see he's already on that spot. It is a very tight. You can see right here, and that's
Through.
a good effort.
Skip forward.
I think he hit the rock, and that's why he's laughing, and that's a tough break.
It is, but he's still got an opportunity there. I like his angle to the basket. He's probably inside 50 feet.
And there's no place on this green you can make a 50-footer except for where he is.
And look how bad of a spot James found.
And the disc is in danger of going backwards.
Wow.
That flick roller, but he's in a good spot there. That's often to the path, up to the right. That's a good place to be.
He might have thrown the MD4 off the tee. And that might have been why we saw that right finish.
Could be. Well, there's going to be a birdie there for Chris. Played that one to perfection.
Yeah, he did.
James, the awkward leaning back shot. He's got some work left for the par, and that's something you don't see too often with a drive that makes it through the gates.
That'll be edge of circle type distance, I think.
Drew through the tight gap by the basket. Just a bit high, drifting left. He'll have to settle for the bogey. James is going to have to take his second bogey of the round. Slowing down a little bit of that momentum that he has gathered. Alex saving the par. That is such a tough putt.
That's deserving of a SloMez through the trees. Big pressure coming down the stretch at the major championship.
Was that another one outside the circle? Or
It's on the line. Hard. I'm not sure.
I mean, he is just putting together some impressive numbers from that range. Chris is going to step up here and have a tap in for the only birdie of the group. Played that one picture perfect, and he's going to be on the box on hole 16.
Hole 16 is par 3, 391, hazard rules, and the OB wraps all around the basket. So if you're left, right, or long, you're going to putt where you lie with penalty. Also have got a 5-pack of pillars down here. So if you're on that left side, you're going to have something to contend with. We've seen players go mid-range or putter up the middle and also forehand around the outside. This looks like the mid-range, straight at it for Chris. Oh no.
Straight into the ground. If this doesn't get an anti-flare, he's going to have to...
It's not a disaster because he's in bounds, but what a misrelease. And Alex very low here. Needs a big skip.
I like the play. He has got plenty of distance to do that low shot. And look at that. Just
wow.
Fantastic. Never having to concern himself with the second set of trees that is blind from the tee.
See that one more time as he goes just a burner.
Yeah, incredibly deserving of the FollowFlight. You can just check that out right there. That is playing this one to perfection. If you've got that shot, that is a huge advantage on this hole 16.
James with the rock, late flip.
Forget about it. That is just
loving it.
Excellent. He's just licking his chops on holes like these. You mean I can just throw a straight mid-range, 391 feet, and then I get a birdie for it?
Oh, no.
Drew. That was kind of always in line with that tree. Never a doubt it was going to...
It might have saved him from a hazard penalty.
He's going with the Jordan forehand approach. A good save shot from there. And Chris is so short, he's got to throw a forehand in too. Also well done. And James is just going to have a short putt here through the 5 demon fingers of doom. It just looks like a demon under the earth reaching up and saying,
no birdies.
No birdies for you. But James says, yes, birdies for me.
Drew connects on the par save.
I mean, it clearly is a huge demon under the earth with very long, skinny fingers. It's a disproportionate
We can't really say anything about his proportions. All we can see is his fingers. Great birdie from Alex.
But file your nails, buddy. What is that flat top finger action you've got going on? I don't like it. It's not a good look. Ooh, little Nate Sexton check in here.
I'm going destroyer, trying to get my way back into this championship.
Yeah, and that's a good skip out of the hazard. Through the demon fingers. He lets another birdie through. I don't know what's happening. And, oh, man, I'm in the hazard. About 55 feet away.
Oh, loving that par save.
That's a big moment where I learned something from you yesterday about how to jump putt from that range.
Well, you know, I mean, I do what I can, you know, for my friends.
Of course, dude. I gotta learn from you every once in a while. Even though I don't want to give you that credit, I feel like I need to because you had a huge putt there yesterday, and you know.
Well, now you're the guy. That was a great save.
Got to follow suit.
On to 17, par 3, 254, B position. So the right of these two baskets, probably the easier position because you have a little bit more room on that right side where you can still make that putt coming back, but it is only about 2 or 3 feet from the hay bale. So if you airball that putt, you're in some big trouble. These guys are probably going to go with, I bet we're going to see a good number of forehands here. Even Drew and Chris might consider it.
Yeah, and it's a big difference in scoring between these two. Almost a half stroke, believe it or not, as Alex has skipped forward, and the disc is dry, but it is also OB at the same time.
So it's an immediate re-tee with a penalty. This looks to be safer.
Yep, and just check up. He's just at the back edge of the circle. The scoring average in round 1 in the A position, 3.7, whereas rounds 2, 3.41, round 3, 3.37. So a huge difference.
Okay. James with that putter, running the basket.
Just past and at the edge of the circle. The distance he is always loving.
Chris with the forehand.
That'll be safe and out there wide right. Looking like the result he was going for off the tee.
And Drew also going to play right.
This needs to get speed, folks. This has got to pick up. Oh, and he's hit the hay bales in the air. Just about a foot higher would have been fine. And this is wide right, really overstable.
No, 2 in a row, same result.
And it looked like that time he's just trying to play it safe. That is the most quiet, awkward presence on the tee you'll ever feel, is missing 2 in a row. We've all been there. If you've played this tournament, at some point it has bit you. Most likely. Got to get this in bounds.
Definitely has more distance.
This is looking good. Going to be just outside the circle. He'll have that putt to save his 6.
Yep.
Dickerson from 40, giving it a conservative bid. If you hit metal in this one, you could skip out of bounds, and you do not get to move to where you go. Oh, wow. Yeah, if that goes out of bounds, then Drew Gibson's putting that next one for 8 from 35 feet.
That is fortunate as well. A little high there. If that catches the top, it's gone.
This is a big putt for James Conrad, who's in contention for the lead at this tournament right now. He's 33 feet away. And look at that putt. That is a huge moment. Getting to 21 under.
And a share of the lead.
And a share of the lead. Okay, so that is a huge putt. Alex will tap in his double bogey. Okay. And Drew is going to have this for 7. Chris give himself a meter from the wall, and
17 claims a few more victims. We're
see.
back with Albert Tam.
Another check-in from the Estonian Bazooka.
Looks short.
Come on. Oh.
And he knows it. Especially with those hay bales up on their sides now, you almost never see a skip over them anymore.
And Barsby, he's looking up high. Get in! Oh!
And he called that beforehand. He looked to our camera guys and said, hey, film this. I'm about to ace.
Oh, my gosh. Do you think that's what the 2 G's and the tail end of his name stand for? Get in? I think that's got to be what it stands for. And that's the dumbest thing I've said in a long time, I think.
That was a fantastic shot, is what I know, from Greg. Off the band, nearly gets the ace on video. On to hole 18, par 4, 647, OB everywhere, elevated basket water. You know the drill. One of the hardest holes in the sport. We're going to see these guys push for some distance off the tee, I think. You really want to get up there past the mandatory tree. I think most players have ratcheted up their aggression on this hole in response to the way the OB line has been cut this year. So I think we're going to see these guys go pretty far. James throwing putter, but that doesn't mean it's not going far.
That's just a conservative shot.
This is a little more conservative than I expected, but he's having that great round.
Oh, my goodness. And
yikes.
That happens so many times with the backhand on this hillside. You see a lot of shots actually hit out of bounds right and then just cut roll back into the fairway.
And what do you think? Do you think James has checked the scores? Because that can't be his game plan.
Not that short. I'm a little bit surprised by that, but it still at the same time takes away the birdie completely, meaning you have to play safe, and I kind of like that.
But I just can't imagine James isn't thinking birdie on this hole. Oh, don't do it. That was just a beautiful forehand and takes a terrible roll out of bounds.
What a bad break from Alex Russell, who just was smoking hot through the first 12 or 13 holes in this course and has just taken some big numbers towards the end. We haven't called his name out as much. Drew Gibson, stay in bounds, please. That is a huge drive.
Wow.
And is that a mid-range?
That was a rock.
That is just sick.
So now James going to go driver.
No, I think that's this. Is it a driver?
Yeah. Thunderbird. So he is playing aggressive. He just likes that really low spot.
And look at that sneak back in bounds. Holy moly.
Man, that's pushing the edge.
Okay. So he has a different way to play this hole than anyone else I've ever seen, I believe. Chris having to get aggressive. Choosing to, at the very least. And that is going to be a bullseye birdie to finish on the hardest hole of the course.
Fantastic shot.
There is nothing like hearing the cheers from the deck and the patrons around the green as your disc goes around the corner, the uncertainty of the result. And when you hear those cheers, it is the biggest sigh of relief you will have in the sport, perhaps.
Alex comes up a bit short, but he's in bounds.
Drew with a really tricky angle after such a great tee shot. Going with that Firebird spike hyzer. Really can't do much more than that unless you get overly aggressive and keeping it super tight. Gonna probably have to lay that one up for the par. James isn't thinking crazy things, is he?
I can't imagine.
No, James isn't thinking crazy things.
Great day today for James.
Certainly was. 2 bogeys and still managed to shoot an 8 under?
Maybe even 9.
Maybe even 9 under. Incredible back-to-back rounds as we do see 3 layups. James Conrad, I don't know what place he was after round 1, but he has made big moves, and you can see that 1 next to his name. He's going to be in the first place, I believe, going into the final round unless something can happen big time in his last holes from our league group. Unfortunate finish for Alex Russell, who played so well today up until the end. Drew Gibson had an unfortunate break as well in the back 9. He had a great front 9, and there you go. You can see the crazy amounts of movement that can happen on that back 9. There's a lot of scoring that can happen, but also the biggest risk for big numbers.
I remember on our front 9, there was a moment when our group was 15, 15, 15, 13.
And look at it
and
now.
look at him now.
Look at the difference.
Just scattered by that back 9. So difficult. James Conrad into the lead. Eagle McMahon second. Albert Tom third. Tied with Nathan Queen. Our card tomorrow. Chris Dickerson, Chris Clemens, Nicola Castro, and myself. It's going to be a fun one. The temperatures are supposed to come down so we can finally get out of your guys' ears about how hot it is all the time.
It's been a scorcher so far.
We are going to see how it goes. Final day, James Conrad, 2-shot lead. Can he hang on? Can anybody on the chase card put together a big move? It's been exciting, and it's going to stay that way. Thank you so much to all our supporters. We will see you tomorrow.
Big Sexy. We're out of here.